Our weekend is off and running on an absolutely picture-perfect note. We'll show you how long that sticks around next.
While today's gathering out here marking that terrible memory, it also serving as a moment of reflection and gratitude.
Wildfires are burning thousands of acres in parts of Kentucky today and are continuing to spread. Investigators say some of them are burning dangerously close to homes.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Welcome to WKYT News at 4. I'm Amber Philpott reporting. We are finally feeling some normal fall temperatures here in the Bluegrass, but how long is this taste of normal going to last? We check in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey on a Friday afternoon. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Amber. Absolutely gorgeous, as we talked about today. And you know what? I like this so much, I'm just going to keep throwing it out there for the next 3, 4, maybe 5 days. Pleasantly mild afternoons and chilly mornings. Fall at its finest here across the Bluegrass State. A live look at our WKYT weather garden with some clouds that are scattered about parts of central and northern Kentucky. 52 Covington. Most areas of central and southern Kentucky only getting toward the low 60s. Forget those airport thermometers. Frankfort and Lexington, everybody else into the low 60s as of right now. And that's what we're dealing with. Your Defender Radar Network, cloud cover across northern, northeastern parts of the area, trying to get back into north central Kentucky. That is what's keeping those temperatures down across the north and the northeast. Farther to the south, you got more in the way of some sun. But overall, it's a seasonal area of high pressure controlling the weather across the Ohio Valley. And that is going to just camp out on top of the region for the next couple of days. And that means what you see, what you feel is a whole lot of what you're going to see and what you're going to get as we go into not only the weekend, but we're going to try to prolong this into at least the first half of next week, Amber. New hour-by-hour weekend forecast when I get back in 15 minutes.
Chris, we'll see you then. Thank you. 1 year ago today, Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis was shot while investigating a robbery. 2 days later, he died from his injuries. This morning at 10:36, the exact time when Officer Ellis was shot, Richmond police held a moment of silence to honor their fallen officer. Hillary Thornton has more on how people are remembering Officer Ellis. It's our top story at 4.
Officer Daniel Ellis lived out his oath to serve and protect his community. This morning, dozens coming together outside of the Richmond Police Department, remembering the sacrifice he made 1 year ago today.
You know, we remember Daniel every day that we go to work. There's not a day that passes here in Madison County that he's not thought about.
Officers from various departments, other first responders, and community members gathering together with Ellis's friends and family around the fallen officer's cruiser. A tone through their radios marking the time 1 year ago a call came through dispatch saying an officer had been shot. Officer Daniel Ellis shot while investigating a robbery. He died from his injuries 2 days later.
I've been to several police funerals throughout my career, but then when you have one in your own community, it's very different.
It was a day that changed this community. Richmond police and all law enforcement forever grateful for the outpouring of support. It is support seen for the men and women in uniform, as well as for Ellis's widow, Katie, and their young son, Luke.
I know that he would be really proud to know that Richmond's taking good care of us, and because he's not here too.
Katie says while their son Luke is only 4 years old, he fully understands who his dad was and what happened that day. She says often when people ask where his dad is now, he responds, "Daddy is in heaven." In Richmond, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Officer Ellis will be honored again on Sunday during the annual Turkey Bowl at Madison Central High School. The flag football game begins at 4. A Lexington woman accused of driving drunk and killing 2 men after crashing into them was scheduled to face a judge today, but didn't appear in court. After being booked into jail, Suzanne Whitlow was taken back to the hospital. She is still recovering from injuries at UK Hospital. An attorney represented her during her arraignment today. Her DUI charges have also been amended since this is was her second offense in 5 years. According to her arrest citation, she told police she had multiple drinks before driving onto the sidewalk and hitting the men. Louisville Police Detective Jason Schweitzer and UK employee Timothy Moore died from their injuries. Wildfires continue to burn in parts of the state today. Overnight, rain only made a small dent. New fires are already popping up. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell flew over some of those fires today in Sky First.
We took to the skies once again across southeastern Kentucky to check out the forest fire situation. We had the showers that moved through last night, and then you bring in the efforts from the firefighters on the ground, and then the fact that we also had the Blackhawks and the Lakota aircraft in the air dumping up to around 600 gallons of water each time it would fly over certain areas to try to put the flames out. When you put all of those efforts together, we started noticing as we were approaching, even as far away as Powell County, that it wasn't as smoky. We got deeper into the mountains, and again we started to see that things were looking a whole lot better out there. We got into Pike County, where we were the same exact locations yesterday near Shelby Valley High School. A lot better today. Kids were back in school, smoke was disappeared, and the flames that were right around that area also gone. And in the Harlan County area, we didn't visit there yesterday. We got there today, but we did notice only a couple of fires were still active in that area, and some hot spots were still showing up, so still seeing some smoke through the mountains. But with the firefighters still working in that area, I'd like to see it out pretty soon. In Lexington, I'm meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
We are working on a number of other stories for you, including more on wildfire concerns in the state on WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us now from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Hi, Sam.
Good afternoon, Amber. A wildfire in Wayne County is threatening some homes. The homes are in the Truck Creek area north of Monticello. The Kentucky Division of Forestry has set up a controlled burn to try and get that fire under control. Crews were called to that area last night. They've been working for hours to get control of it.
Well, first thing was, our property, and it borders our house, and I got 2 babies at home and a wife, and once fire destroys something, you never get it back.
People who live in that area tell us they believe the fire was intentionally set. We'll have more coverage on the wildfires across the state ahead on WKYT News at 4:30. It's another weekend with a double dose of the Wildcats for UK fans. The football Wildcats will host Georgia tomorrow night in Commonwealth Stadium. It's a big game for the Cats. They're riding a 3-game win streak, and they're looking to pick up a 6th win to become bowl eligible. If you can't make it to the stadium, you can see the Cats and the Dogs kick off tomorrow night at 7:30 on the SEC Network. Then the basketball Cats will play in their second exhibition game. That's Sunday against the Asbury Eagles. The game starts at 7 at Rupp Arena. It will also air on the SEC Network. You'll hear from Coach John Calipari coming up on WKYT News at 5. That's a look at some of the news in progress on this Friday. Amber, back to you.
Sam, thank you. Now to some stories making headlines across the nation at 4. There are now just 4 days left until Election Day, and the latest polls have only a few points separating Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. So Clinton and Trump are spending the last few days mainly campaigning in those battleground states. Diane Gallagher reports on the candidates' final strategy.
With just 4 days to go, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump seem to be using a similar final stretch strategy, rolling out the doomsday scenario.
Unfit to serve.
Both candidates using increasingly dire terms to describe what's at stake.
Hillary Clinton lied to Congress under oath. She may now face major problems for perjury.
If Donald Trump were to win this election, we would have a commander-in-chief who is completely out of his depth and whose ideas are incredibly dangerous.
Going into the final weekend, the race is even tighter, though Clinton is still polling ahead of Trump nationally.
We're going to win the great state of New Hampshire, and we are going to win back the White House.
Both are hitting New Hampshire, Ohio, and Pennsylvania multiple times in the coming days. Now, whether it's Tim Kaine delivering a full speech in Spanish to voters in Arizona,
no es una historia del pasado,
or enlisting celebrity star power, the Clinton camp is trying to inspire last-minute enthusiasm and will hold an election eve rally with the popular president and first lady in Philadelphia. Meanwhile, Trump, who is also hitting North Carolina hard over the weekend, continues to show discipline in the home stretch.
Stay on point, Donald, stay on point.
perhaps making some uneasy Republicans come back to his campaign just in time to sway those swing states. In Washington, I'm Diane Gallagher.
The October jobs report is in. We'll break down the numbers in Money Watch.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Welcome back in. The October jobs numbers are in. The Labor Department says the U.S. economy added 161,000 jobs in October. That begins today's Money Watch. It's slightly less than expected. The unemployment rate fell to 4.9%. And the highlight of the report, Americans are finally making more money. Hourly wages climbed at their fastest rate in 2 years. Fitbit is slowing down. The fitness tracker's stock sank to a record low yesterday after a disappointing earnings report. The market for wearable devices is competitive and shaky. The research firm IDC says global sales have been sharply lower than a year earlier. If you have always wanted someone around to answer your questions throughout the day, Google's new Home smart speaker may be for you. It can wake you up in the morning, give you the weather forecast, and control smart home gadgets, all powered by Google Search. The device goes for about $129. Google is releasing Home nearly 2 years after Amazon launched its popular Echo smart speaker. First, McDonald's added all-day breakfast. Now it's adjusting its iconic Big Mac. The fast food chain is adding 2 new Big Mac options next year. A smaller Mac Jr. that's easier to eat on the go, and a bigger Grand Mac when the regular size just won't do.
It's called Peppermints and Pearls, a holiday shopping boutique complete with this guy. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about today.
Hello weekend. That first weekend of November with some very, and I mean very nice looking conditions and nice feeling temperatures about it. We'll track it all for you in just a moment. Stay here.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Sunshiny skies after a foggy, cloudy, chilly start to the day. This afternoon, seasonal for much of central and eastern Kentucky. We've kind of forgotten what normal is like around here. We've been spoiled as summer has put in a little extra time so far this fall. We look outside, 9 live sky cams. Focus on the northern sky cam up in Florence. It's cloudy there, a little more in the way of some clouds here into Frankfort, mostly sunny skies elsewhere. Those clouds into Florence keeping those temperatures into the low 50s here across northern Kentucky. Most areas are 60, 61 degrees across central and eastern Kentucky. And that's going to be the trend. It's upper 50s to low 60s for those late afternoon temperatures. How do we roll tonight? Frosty conditions heading into the start of the weekend, which looks great, and not a whole lot of change shows up over the next 4 or 5 days. Defender radar network, no precipitation. Had a little bit yesterday, obviously. Right now, dealing with some cloud cover here in the parts of northern and northeastern Kentucky, acting to keep those temperatures way, way down. High pressure that is right on top of the Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, pulling in those cooler winds coming at us from the north. Heading out to a high school playoff game tonight. I believe the playoffs start this evening. Bring a jacket. With temperatures into the 50s at kickoff by the time the fourth quarter rolls around. A lot of those games will be down into the upper 40s. The next 3 days look really, really good. How about an awesome afternoon tomorrow? Frost in the morning is a pretty good bet for a lot of folks into central and eastern Kentucky. A hint of some frost on Sunday morning. Then it's very nice again. Oh, we like it so much, we're going to do it again Monday. More of the same sunshine and those pleasant afternoon temperatures. Let's roll into tomorrow morning. Temperatures that will be into the 30s to begin the day with some fog around the waterways. Noontime, mid and upper 50s, and by the time we hit the afternoon, most areas should be low to mid 60s before all is said and done. And the forecast as we continue to roll forward through tomorrow night. Take a jacket, Commonwealth Stadium. How about temperatures in the 40s as we go into much of the game? Some upper 30s again Sunday morning. Upper 60s, southern Kentucky on Sunday afternoon. A lot of mid to upper 60s across the entire area. Are you catching my drift about this? Remember how we got stuck in a little boring pattern a few weeks ago? Now we're kind of back in it. Over the next 3 days, those temperatures continue to stay on the very pleasant side with 60s by day, 30s for overnight lows. Election day looking good at 68 degrees. I pushed that rain chance toward the end of next week back a few days into maybe as early as Thursday. Better chance, though, by Friday. Right now, let's check on traffic, see how things are moving. Here's Officer Don.
A couple of things happening outbound Leestown Road just past Town Center. Report of a non-injury collision. Also on the inner loop of Man-O-War. This is just past Tate's Creek. Report the left lane's blocked because of a stalled vehicle. Otherwise, we're doing okay with drive times holding our own to Nicholasville, less than 15 minutes. To Winchester, good to go on 64. Now back to you in the studio.
Well, 'tis the season to do some holiday shopping. A fun event is going on tonight, bringing all of the boutiques to you. Deanne Stevens is out and about today. She joins us from Peppermints and Pearls. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon from LCA, where Peppermints and Pearls is well underway. Now, this is a special holiday shopping boutique, and the best part about this is they've brought all the fabulous boutiques to you. All you got to do is step over here to LCA, right? Faith Hacker is with us. And Faith, this is your all's second year in doing this because last year was such a huge success.
Yes, last year was our inaugural year, and we had 2 gymfuls of vendors. The place was packed, and everybody wanted to come back, so we made it even bigger and better this year.
Well, I love that this has a reason, and you guys use this as a fundraiser for your teachers, so which in turn, by us shopping, we feel like we're giving back some, right?
You are giving back to the community, and you know, teachers are one of the most well-deserved people to support, and we are giving back by shopping for your holiday gifts.
I like the sound of that. Let's get started on our little shopping spree today because you guys have over like 75 vendors set up.
We do. We have 75 vendors, and they're all local and regional merchants or artisans, so you are only shopping local too when you come out and support the teachers.
Love that. I got to introduce you to Miss Shannon Clark. And Shannon, tell us about your special book, Angels Above.
Yes, it's a new children's book set that is going to be available. Actually, this December, we're doing a pre-order at this event, and it's about angels that are on a mission to spread love and share encouraging messages with children.
And I love this because I kind of related it to, as I would this time of year, Elf on the Shelf. But you said it is a bit similar. It's just the parents or whomever likes to leave the messages, right?
Absolutely. It's all about the message, and we want to encourage our children. Every family can make it what they want. At our house, what we've been doing is the angels will leave messages in different ways, whether it be in cereal on the table or possibly just on a Post-it note, just to encourage our kids to be kind and do good things for others.
Okay, and you can meet Shannon and order the book when you're here for Peppermints and Pearls. Another pretty exciting thing happening. Santa!
How you doing? Ho, ho, ho.
Santa is here, and he's doing special crafts and cookies with the kids until 7 o'clock tonight. Admission is $8, kids $5 for the crafts and cookies. Tell them, come on out to Peppermints. Do you have any peppermints?
Come on out to Peppermints and Pearls. We're going to be having a great time tonight just buying and just helping our teachers. Come along.
That is fantastic. Now, I'm going to take Santa with me shopping as we continue our shopping spree coming up at 4:50. We'll tell you more about all of the other items that are here for Peppermints and Pearls. It's going on until 7 o'clock tonight in the gyms of Lexington Christian Academy. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Deanne, thank you. If you worry about your health, you might actually be doing harm to yourself. The details coming up in Better Living. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $47 million, and tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is now $217 million. It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Worrying about your health could hurt your heart. Concern about developing a serious illness could actually raise your risk of heart disease. That's the finding of a Norwegian researcher who say that those with health anxiety are more than 70% more likely to develop heart disease than those with no worries at all. A team from Georgetown University says using graphic pictures on cigarette packs would greatly reduce deaths from smoking. The researchers who led the study say pictures could prevent more than 650,000 deaths over the next 50 years. They say pictures would also reduce the number of infants with low birth weights and preterm births. Research conducted at Ohio State University finds that if you tear the ACL in your knee, your brain needs to be retrained. Researchers found parts of the brain associated with leg movement lag during recovery from an ACL injury, and that patients instead relied more on visual systems. Getting children to do their chores can be a struggle, but now there are apps that can reward them digitally. Kenneth Craig reports.
For dusting, I'll get $1. For cleaning my bedroom, I'll get $4.
But Calla Lively no longer gets cash. Her chores are managed and paid for by her dad online with a site called hourly.help. He uploads the money, assigns the tasks, and waits for results.
When it's interactive and on a device, it seems to make them more excited to do it.
Calla takes before and after photos to prove the chores are done and then sends Dad a text message. He approves the job and the money instantly appears in an online account.
So it gives them a sense of power and authority, and small tasks are getting done for Dad.
Hourly.help is just one of several chore apps and websites. With Chore Monster, parents make a list of chores and kids get points that can be used for rewards like toys or TV privileges. On the You Rule app, kids get coins which can then be redeemed for things on their wish list. Hourly allows kids to get cash or a variety of online gift cards like Amazon or iTunes.
So everything they do is digital. So basically what we're doing is just allowing parents to understand that if you want to have a conversation about money with kids, it's got to be in the format that they understand.
Calla's younger sister is starting to check the iPad for her to-do list.
It's a fun and easier way to do chores.
Charges for the apps vary. Chore Monster is free and funded by advertising. Hourly charges a small fee each time the account is reloaded. And Lively says it's well worth it. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
They are really making some dough on those chores. I didn't get any of that when I was their age. Let's head over to Chris for another check of the weather. Chris, how were you on chores? Are you still trying to pull teeth to get more?
Yeah, I need to get in on some of that. I did my chores, huh? I did them. For the most part. We look outside right now and we are dealing with a little mix of some sun and some clouds into parts of central and eastern Kentucky. But overall, look at this view, Mountain Parkway. This around the Slade area and absolutely gorgeous. That's not too far away from the Red River gorgeous area right now. Live look out of Jackson too. Notice we do not have the smoky sky that we've had over the past couple of days showing up on this cam. So yesterday's rains did help out to some extent. Obviously, it's not widespread, not going to put a complete end to those fires into southeastern Kentucky. Still some low clouds and fog in the northern parts of the area, and some of those clouds are trying to drift back toward the south. We'll keep a close eye on that, but otherwise, that weekend forecast looks really good. We'll break it down in greater detail when I come back in just a few minutes. And WKYT News at 4:30. That starts now.